Hello, I'm RC Master and welcome to my legendary speedrun of the Long Night of Solace and Halo Reach. This is the current world record at 18 minutes 24 seconds as verified by highspeedhalo.net. Why is it 3 minutes slower than the heroic record, you might ask? Well, because it's long, it's a hard level, and it's a frustrating level to speedrun. First reason it's frustrating is of these unskippable cutscenes, like the one you're watching right now. All told, it's about 4.5–5 minutes of time each time you try to run through the level, which is incredibly frustrating, and where you're just sitting there for minutes doing nothing. As soon as you start, go up the normal path, jump over a couple of rocks along the way. You can go around to the left, around the spire of rocks, but it's a lot more tricky, and you basically don't save any time, you'll actually end up going slower. Now here you just run straight into the ocean to avoid all the enemies. You can cut off that corner a little bit. If you get too close, then these grunts are more in danger of killing you. See there, I've already lost my shields. There's a soft barrier in the sea, but if you keep running, you won't have any problem with it at all. None of these enemies here matter. It's all about getting up here and killing these enemies that are dropping from this spirit dropship that's just out of the shot. There it is. There are ways to get into the facility without killing the enemies, but unfortunately Bungie have blocked it off with a teleporter wall. Standing behind the spire to block the spirit from shooting me, throwing a grenade into those grunts quick as I can, and then moving up over to the side, dealing with these ones with the needle rifles next, remembering to sort of circle strafe around so the spirit isn't killing me. Pistol isn't ideal, obviously you'd like something bigger than that. Noble team is helping, which is good. Now, if you're incredibly fast and you take out this elite before any of the enemies drop from that spirit dropship, you can actually get the door to open straight away. But that's something you can only really do on easy, and it's almost impossible on normal, and there's absolutely no way you're going to do it on legendary. But I'm just saying it's sort of there. So all the enemies dead, doors open. Gonna grab these rockets just for fun. Don't really need them. Just rockets are awesome, and you always want rockets. Elite here, he's not much of a threat. Tried to get the assassination, but he turned around. That's what the rockets are for. If things go to hell, just blow them away. Now I can have a little breather here. There's nothing you can do to speed up this door opening, as far as I know. Just sort of wait around, give the rest of the rockets to Noble Team, maybe. Then, as soon as it opens, I'm going to grab this sword here for a very aggressive push into the comms room in the Corvette. Sprinting up to the saber as fast as I can. Now, I'm going to cut this cutscene because it's way too long and it's unskippable. Normally, you'd have to sit through the whole thing. If you really want to watch the entire cutscene, feel free to go to highspeedhalo.net and you can watch the entire uncut run. But why you would want to, I'm not entirely sure. Once you're in space, you have to wait around for about a minute, I think. You do actually have to do what they say. You do have to get close to Anchor 9 to rendezvous. But sometime during the minute, I'm not exactly sure what the triggers are. On lower difficulties, sort of easy and normal, they'd be expecting you to try out your different tricks, like flip this way and flip that way and fire your guns and stuff. On legendary, they assume that you know what you're doing, so you just sort of fly around doing nothing instead, which isn't necessarily better. I like to just do a loop from the left side to the right side. Now, the first part here of the Saber section near Anchor 9 has 4 parts. One wave of Banshees, one wave of Seraph, one wave is mixed, and then Phantoms come, and they come with extra reinforcements of Seraphs and Banshees. First wave is Banshees. I like to come at them from this side. You get a good idea where they are with the trails that are coming from behind them if you're at them 90 degrees to them. Try and get a multi-kill on them as many as you can. Obviously you want to take them out as quickly as possible, because each wave, the arrival of each wave is based upon the demise of the previous wave. So I'm doing pretty good here. It is the world record after all. There we go, they're all done. You can actually get a killionaire there if you're really good. I like to do the turn here and get in behind the lower one of the Seraph. It's 4 Seraphs. You have to kill them all to trigger the third wave.
Use your guns to take down their shields, then hit them with your missiles.
Pretty much doing what they say is basically the fastest way. Something you can do is once you've taken off their shields with your machine guns, you can lock on and launch the missiles and then turn to another target. But generally on Legendary I don't want to do that too much because sometimes they can actually get away and not get killed by the missiles. Lost a little bit of time there because one was being aggressive and my saber buddies aren't really doing anything to distract them at all. I'm not a big fan of the saber combat in Halo Reach. I thought it could have been much better if you're actually fighting around some sort of space station rather than the sort of space station being a backdrop and you're just fighting in a void basically. The only time you really use it is to hide from the massive amounts of enemies that just pour into the central void. Now this third wave is mixed. Banshees, go for the Banshees first. If you manage to take out pretty much all the Banshees and a couple of Seraphs, then the fourth wave will come in. It's easier said than done, even though I got a kill you now, there's still a bunch of Banshees left. I come in from the side, turn in behind the Banshees, and then try and take out as many as I can as I move behind Anchor 9. Because there's so many Seraphs and so many Banshees hit on this wave that it's rather dangerous being out in the open for too long. Just conservatively trying to come out, take out a few more of them. There's a slight issue with the theatre camera. It doesn't exactly track what you would see in game, so I apologise if these sort of turns are a bit nauseating. Just got to keep turning to try and avoid fire, trying to take out as many as I can. If you wanted to improve this run, here, exactly this wave would be one of the places you would try to improve it. Trying to take out more Banshees as they're coming in and then be more aggressive in taking out a few more Seraphs. Because this is obviously costing me some time here, trying to recharge my shields. Also, if you got luck here and Anchor 9 or your Saber buddies actually took out some of the Seraphs, that would be helpful, but there's nothing you can do about it. You can't really control it. You would just have to look out on that. So I have taken out most of them now. There's still Banshee flying around, which is probably the thing that's not helping. So there we go. There's the 5 Phantoms for wave 4. And shortly in behind them will come more Seraphs and more Banshees. It's about 3 volleys from the missiles take out the Phantoms. I come at them from the side, so I don't have to readjust too much. Try and switch targets just as I've fired off enough volleys, and then the tracking will usually bring them to the Phantoms and take them out without too much effort from yourself. Don't need to kill anything else. The Phantoms are absolutely top priority. Once they're dead, everyone else will bug out. You can try and take them out because they need to actually be out of the area before the area is actually complete. Now the area is complete, but you actually do just have to wait around for a little bit longer. This is just a sort of scripted pause here, you can't do anything about this. And then now it's activated. I'm going to cut this cutscene as well. That's another 2-minute cutscene that you really don't want to watch 1,000 times. I've watched it way too many times. Save both yours and my sanity by cutting it out of this video.
We have visual. Target confirmed.
Second saber part is at the Corvette. There are Banshees, Seraphs, you have to take out the engines, and the guns. Banshees are usually the top priority. As I'm going for the Banshees, take out a few of the guns. They're not too much of a threat, they're just more of an annoyance. Docked underneath there. Kill you now, that's pretty good. That's pretty much how you want it to go. And that's again why this is the world record at the minute. As soon as you've taken out all the Banshees, because they're the weakest targets, go for the Seraphs one at a time.
Good thinking, Savannah. That'll make boarding her a whole lot easier. Noble 6, I'm marking targets. Take out the Corvette's main engines.
Now you can go for the engines straight away, and then the second group of Seraphs will come in. Personally, I like to take out the first lot of Seraphs first, and then go for the engines, so that I'm not getting overwhelmed by too many Seraphs. It is legendary after all.
Good hunting. I can't shake this Seraph.
Smash one enemy fighter.
Pretty much done now. Now going for the engines. 4 of them. Rocket's most effective. Got to get a bit of distance and then turn towards them, and then pull back on the left thumbstick so you'll go slow as you can, and then just shoot at them. Usually takes a couple of volleys for each one. Now, a second lot of Seraphs will come in. I like to turn up in behind them. They sort of come from behind Seraph. Sorry, behind the Corvette. High above it.
Where are the reinforcements coming from? I thought the target was jammed. Must be squadrons coming back.
Nothing too complex here.
Don't let any of them get away, Sabers.
Just about keeping your awareness high and not letting your shields get too low, get too many Seraphs behind you. Always trying to keep them in front of you.
Taking the shot.
There are some guns on the Corvette that you cannot destroy. You actually come to one of the gun stations while you're moving through the Corvette, which they eventually use to destroy the Savannah.
That Seraph is messing up my taking fire.
Rather unfortunate demise, since the Savannah is actually fairly reasonably helpful here. Certainly on Mythic. Legendary, I'm not sure what they're shooting at the minute. I think that's pretty much it.
Analyze all available data on that Corvette.
Now you have another scripted sequence where you're not allowed to do anything yet. Just take out some of the guns while they're there still. Now that they've finished, then you can actually dock with the Corvette. Now, finally on foot again. Get to use that sword that I got near the start of the level. This is a very aggressive way to do the comms room, pretty much the most aggressive way you can do it. Slash that one, and then there's 3 others here. That one was the one about to jump up also. As you can see, 1 bar of health. This is incredibly dangerous. On Heroic it's not too bad, and I actually did it in my single segment. On Legendary it's very close whether or not you're going to survive. Now Rangers have weak shields. DMR's pretty good against them. Don't need to worry about combos here. 6 in total. These last 2 were dual wielders. Needle rifle there. There's 2 brand new, completely full plasma pistols underneath here. I like to grab one. And then set up here because there'll be an elite, another Ranger elite with a plasma repeater. There he is. Now since they got weak shields, it's not too bad to just spam them with the needle rifle and kill them. And then I usually like to take the needle rifle because it's a fairly easy weapon to use. Just 3 body shots and kill them, like even grunts. Don't need to worry about them too much. Now here's an engineer, absolute first priority. Just 1 super combine on Legendary, 2 on Mythic of course. If you don't take out that, then all the other enemies have got shields, including the grunts. Here is very safe. As you can see, you've got a very high barrier, which will block a lot of fire. That's actually one of the focus rifle elites. If we can take him out here, that would be good. There we go. And there's a few other elites. From here, you get a fairly good angle on them as well. You can sort of move slightly back and forward to give yourself more area to fire at and more protection. And then once you get down to a few enemies, then you'll get waypoints for the last few. That one was a Furod grunt. Be very careful of him because he can wreck your day. And grab a little bit more ammo and then a sprint jump over here and get right to the activation switch. If you don't do it quick enough, you won't be able to get far enough and you'll just drop down to earth. Interestingly, your health and shields will reset here, so even if you had less health than full, you would get full health here. Keep your weapons though. 4 grunts, 2 here, throw a grenade at them, and 2 here, headshot them, overkill, not too bad. And then there are 2 elites. You have to take these guys out at some point. You can run past them here, but once you come back they'll still be here, which can kind of get awkward. I like to take them out here, since it's not too difficult on Legendary. 2 elites in here, one's on a console, one's just below this ledge here, trying to get an assassination. Didn't manage to get the assassination, which is really annoying. Very scared at this moment, thinking I was going to die. Didn't armor lock long enough, so stupid elite. He died. And thankfully the troopers were actually doing something useful and distracting that one. I managed to get the combo on him. Now the bridge is random. It can either be perfect, like this is about to be, or it can be awful. So if you do it while the elite is moving past the grunt, then you can get the assassination on him. If there are 2 grunts there, there's no way you can assassinate that elite. Grunts will spot you, or one of the grunts will spot you while you're assassinating the other grunt, or something like that. You can also do this full assassination like I just did if there's no grunts at the globe. And then you have to hit this button after the line of dialogue. But yeah, the full assassination is obviously massively the quickest way to do it. But it's also random, and when you're already 15 minutes in the run, that's kind of frustrating, to be honest. On Legendary you can fight it out reasonably quickly still, but it'll still cost you time. Here I'm mostly worried about dying because there's quite a lot of grunts and jackals here. You can run past them as far as I'm aware. See, I've got no shields, I don't really want to be running past grunts. You can also run past these enemies, they're not mission critical. But again, it's Legendary, the door at the end doesn't open quite quick enough. You can jump up on one of these server racks to the left and then jump off onto the ledge. But on Legendary you can still take them out reasonably quickly, so I do. And that's obviously a safer way than risking running past them. Final room here, 16 minutes on the clock, so you know there's only 2 minutes left. First section, there's this one elite. Combo him while he's distracted by George. A couple of grunts and a couple of jackals. Just got to use the needle rifle, get super combines or headshots. Second wave is a bunch of 6 jackals. 4 of them have shields, 2 of them have needle rifles. 4 with shields come out of this door. I like to grenade them. Use as many grenades as you like. Headshot them if they're refusing to die. And then 2 with needle rifles out of that door at the top of the ramp. Third lot is there's some grunts in there. Sticky on them, that's pretty good if I say so myself. Didn't intentionally manage me to get the triple kill. And then there's one elite you have to clean up as well. Bunch of grunts in here, try to get a grenade in them. Probably should be picking up a new plasma pistol at this point. Neglected to do that. You'll see why there's a mistake in a second. 2 elites out of here. They come soon after you've killed some of the grunts from the last wave. Final wave is 4 ultra. They come from each of the 4 corners of the room. Some of them have plasma launchers, some of them have dual wielding plasma rifles, and some of them have concussion rifles. Now I was expecting this one to come down the ramp and then up the other ramp here. I did not expect him to be going up there. Not too much of a problem. Concussion rifle one is probably the most dangerous one. Now I'm looking for another plasma weapon because I didn't pick up a plasma pistol. Which, as I said, it was a mistake. Fortunately their shields aren't too strong on Legendary and George is helping a little bit. And here's the last one. You could be slightly faster on this, but this is still not too bad. If I'd picked up a plasma pistol earlier, that would have gone a little bit better. And that's the level, over. 18 minutes 24 seconds. Don't need to destroy those, you have to wait till George gets here, and then the level is over. That's a lot of talking in a very short amount of time. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, that's current world record. If you manage to beat that, submit your run to highspeedhalo.net. Definitely interested in improvements to this level. Coming up next in this series will be my commentary over my legendary Exodus speedrun, 13 minutes and 6 seconds, which is the current world record, and unless you've been stalking my file share, you will definitely not have seen that run before.